Brad, obviously a lot of coaches talk about the difference from week 1 to week 2. How much confidence did you have this week? I know you said you were a little surprised in week 1's performance, but how much confidence did you have that this sort of performance was out there for tonight?
Well, the biggest thing, and even talking on, was it Monday or Tuesday to you guys, I felt it was in them, felt like we would play better the first game. I do think when it becomes real, last Saturday, I think guys see how the real game's played and how much concentration it takes, one play at a time. Look at the penalties. I'm trying to think if we had 2 maybe, and you want to put yourself in a favorable position. We did a good job last week at taking care of the football. We had 2 turnovers this week, but excited for our kids. Really the way they responded, not really when it happened, was on Tuesday in practice.
I know we got one behind.
Brad in the middle here.
Elijah Collins obviously had a pretty big game tonight. What did you see from him tonight, and has that been something you guys have been noticing in practice? And obviously almost 200 yards rushing.
It has. We've sort of got the tailback by committee, and he's done a nice job. Had some good carries last week, and so we felt like let's start out with him. And it's always been that way with Coach D'Antonio. Even when I was doing running backs in 2010, 11, 12, it was kind of whoever got hot. We had 3 guys at that time, even 4, who got hot and get rolling. And, so neat to see him, and obviously get a rusher, over 100 yards, so it was a big day for him.
Right, it seemed like you guys made a concerted effort to get wider earlier in the game, get some more space. Was that part of the plan to stretch things out, spread the formations a little bit?
Yeah, I think as you attack people, each week you're attacking structure, attacking people, and then obviously you're playing to your people. So sometimes formations, it just depends what you want to get in against certain fronts and what people do, whether it be Tulsa last week or this week Western. But that was sort of the idea, to spread them out a little bit more and try to create some things in space for our guys.
Brad, terrific performance by Brian tonight. Just your overall thoughts, how he took the week, and then secondly, following up, would you talk about your offensive line?
Obviously, great growth each week by Brian. Excited how he played and to be able to make some explosive plays, which were what we were missing in the first game, and just consistency, throwing the football. The biggest thing I think you try to find early in a game is, can you get in rhythm? Last week we go down and score, but then you got to be able to keep that rhythm, and so. I thought a great job by our guys to continue in the rhythm. And when you take opportunities and take shots, it can either give you 2nd and 10 or a big play. And those guys really capitalized on opportunities, big plays today.
Kind of going with that with the offensive line, you pretty much stuck to 5 guys early in that game up front. Was that part of a concerted effort to keep that unit together and build that rhythm?
You want to try that, and so that's what we want to stay with the 5 that were up front and just. Again, another group on offense that you're happy how they responded and played physical, protected the quarterback, and when you're able to run the ball for yardage, those are the guys that are making it happen.
Brad, you went to Darryl Stewart early and often. Was that the plan, especially with Naylor out, or was that just the way the game unfolded?
Sometimes it's hard with receivers. You can't say we're going to this guy unless it's truly a choke bubble or certain specific plays. There were some shots that we could create that where he lined up in that formation. A lot of it's the read that takes Brian there, but Darryl had a great game with 10 catches, and neat to see how he responded to it. Had a big day.
Brad, sorry, going off that, is there anything that Darryl did sort of differently this week in practice or anything like that that kind of allowed him to get the separation today that maybe he hasn't in previous games?
I don't think so. I just think maybe they didn't have the opportunities either, and he didn't have as many throws his way. But what you look through in this process, and it's a process week to week, and so you want marked improvement each week, and that'll be our goal next week when we go into Arizona State. But just excited how they performed, and obviously we need at least a positive feeling offensively, and I think I'm just excited how they responded, and confidence can come through this, and we just got to continue to grow the season offensively.
Steve.
Right, as Elijah's position coach, I'm just curious, what does he bring to the table that maybe other guys don't have, and what's sort of his edge, I guess, in that room for you guys?
He has a nice burst. He's got good vision. He's a really strong kid as far as lower body, and does a nice job running through tackles. But when he sees it, you see the acceleration, and I think he's got the home run ability.
Last one, Chris.
Brad, you were able, because of the score in some respects and in other respects, just to get guys in that were younger. The that true freshman group, do you expect a lot of those guys to keep contributing, or is this one of those things right now that kind of still waiting to see?
It's their first game, so you got one right there under their belt, but it seems like even being here 10 years, there have not been many opportunities to play young guys, like, to get both quarterbacks, Rocky and get Theo Day in at the end, and I think those things are substantial. I mean, they really are. When a guy gets in a game in the stadium, he does the scrimmages and those things, but really neat to see some of the young freshmen play tonight.
All right. Thanks, Coach.